Hello, folks, and welcome back. I am John Najarian, and this is 3 at 3. 3 at 3 every day at approximately 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We bring you unusual option activity, and we have it in spades today. In fact, I got a little too heated up during the halftime show. I had to go take a swim to cool off. But I'm back and ready to share 3 at 3 with you right now. Unusual option activity. Yes, this is when sudden options are accumulated. They could be calls, which is bullish. They could be puts, which is bearish. And when we see those, when our algorithm, the heat seeker algorithm, picks that out, then we try to coattail along and ride it like a surfer, just start paddling like crazy and go with it. Today, I think I've got some great examples of exactly that. During the halftime report today, in fact, we started to see very unusual activity near the end of the day of the halftime report, which occurs at approximately 12:45 to 12:50. That's when we started seeing just a ton of the puts in Peloton starting to trade. And that's why we wanted to show you what that looks like. But before we do, during the show, I talked about Ford because Ford was in the news again today. And look at all that call buying after yesterday's activity in Ford, letter F. Look at all those. The February 28 calls, January 23 calls, February 26 calls, and so on. I counted 6 different strikes that had at least 3 million share equivalent, because 31,000 is 3.1 million shares of Ford. 60,000 is 6 million share equivalent of Ford. So there's a lot of calls changing hands in Ford today. So we talked about that. Wanted to give you a quick look at what that looks like on the heat seeker. And then how about this one? So Peloton, January of 2022, 31 puts. So we noticed these puts and they were trading for 40 cents on up to $2. Here's the first trades of the day at 31 cents on the lows. And as we got towards that final 10 minutes of our show, I saw this, pinged the people at CNBC and said, hey, I've got a whole bunch of puts changing hands in Peloton. CNBC said, okay, let's go with it. And as we did, CNBC staff was told, hey, we got a reporter who is putting out a story on it right now. And many of you have seen that reporter's work. Great work, Lauren. This is what happened almost immediately after. Look at those. Just 3 minutes after. Now these times are in Central Time, so that would be 1:03, 3 minutes after the show ended. And we started seeing these pick up about, since this is Central Time on the screen here, I'll give it to you in Central Time. At about 11:45 to 11:50, we started to see Central. We started to see these puts being accumulated, big numbers of these puts. And the stock was about $31 a share, Peloton was. Within the next 13 minutes, it fell down to 24 and had a couple trading halts on the way down. So the people that were buying those puts for 40 cents were cashing out, in some cases, for over $9. That's right, because there it is, what we posted up on our site. I noted that there were 12,000 of those January 31 puts trading mostly 40 cents to $2. And there it is with the stock just getting hammered down to 26 bucks. It went significantly lower than that. In fact, it went all the way down to, I think these puts traded as high as $9, went down to $23 or thereabouts. So a full $8 drop for a $30 stock, that's pretty ugly. But it kind of shows you the power of unusual option activity. We wanted to point it out for you. Did it live on TV today. SBUX also did this one as the final trade, because at first I was going to do Peloton, and then when that activity just exploded and CNBC had that article. I had to change up. So I did Starbucks, which you see there, January, tomorrow expiration, 99 calls with stock at 98.68. Pretty big trade, 500,000 share equivalent. We rode those calls and we hope to sell upside calls against them. 1-to-1 as always. Here was Snap, bearish put buying. The stock was 37 bucks. They're buying the March 33s. So somebody thinks that the social media play might see a little bang to the downside. So they're buying puts in Snap and paying a fair amount of money. This is not a cheap put. So 19,000 is 1.9 million share equivalent. That's a lot of shares short. So we played along with that. Although, as most of you know, I don't like buying way out of the money puts or calls. I like buying at the money and selling calls against calls or puts against puts as they make those moves. And the other unusual activity was COTY. You guys know what they do, beauty supply and so forth. Bullish calls, $8.72 is the calls, 2.2 million share equivalent. February 9 strike calls, bought for 50 cents, 52 cents. Like it, it's an at the money, so you could decide, do I want to buy an 8 strike? Do I want to buy a 9 strike and sell hires against it? As long as you're doing that 1-to-1, folks, there is no additional risk. So that's going to do it for us today. I hope you enjoyed our 3 at 3. Please tell a friend. We do these live every day at approximately 3 p.m. And you can join the rebellion by going over to marketrebellion.com/get started. That's marketrebellion.com/get started. You can see all about what we do as far as basic education, intermediate or advanced. We do that for stocks, options, and cryptos. So go on over, check it out. You can also see the various subscription businesses, which is, for instance, what the 3 at 3 that I was talking about today was all about. We post that up for our subscribers as soon as we see that unusual activity. Well, thank you for joining me today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you tomorrow bright and early. I'll be on the WEX, which is Worldwide Exchange, with Brian Sullivan tomorrow at 6:50 Puerto Rico time, thank goodness, 5:50 East Coast time. Bang. See you then.